All right, thanks, John, and thanks very much for everybody to come and hear our story. I'm going to talk about Taiga Gold Corp. I'm the president and CEO, but I can't really talk about Taiga without a couple of quick references to our parent company, Eagle Plains Resources. Eagle Plains was started in 1992 by my father and I, and has been a publicly traded company for 25 years now. We've got roughly 90 million shares out, and still over that 25 years have never done a rollback. We're pretty proud of that. Also, everyone in the business and everyone in this room, I'm sure, is looking for 10 baggers. I can tell you that we've delivered them in spades 4 times over our corporate history. This colorful chart here actually shows a little bit about our value and our hidden value. As a project generator, we stake claims ourselves, we do the research, we acquire them at very low prices and try to farm them out to other companies who participate with us. And if we get a project that really takes a life of its own and sees demonstrable value early on, we typically have spun it out into a separate company and dividend those shares in the separate company to our shareholders. So on this chart, our actual share price right now is about 10 cents a share. We have a modest share capitalization of about $10 million, but we've dividended about $75 million out to our shareholders over the years in the form of these other companies. Taiga Gold is the most recent spin out. We spun out Taiga Gold just in 2018 on a 2-for-1 basis. So it was listed in April of 2018 on the Canadian Stock Exchange, the CSE, under the symbol TGC. We've learned over the years that it's good to keep a little bit of those shares behind, so we've kept 19.9% of Taiga shares in Eagle Plains, which is part of our value right now. Taiga itself is focused on gold exploration in Saskatchewan, and our flagship property is the Fisher property, which is right now under option to SSR. That was the past. Now I get to talk about the fun part, the future. I'm an exploration geologist and an optimist by nature, and it's my job to give outlandish, forward-looking statements to you guys, so bear with me, be forewarned. This is our property package for Taiga Gold. It's located in Saskatchewan, northern Saskatchewan. Our flagship property, again, is the Fisher, which is located right here. It's directly adjacent and contiguous with SSR Mining's CB Gold complex. We also own another few projects in the area, the Orchid, the Leland, and the Chico, which are all associated with the Taberner fault structure, which is the focus of attention by SSR right now. The roots of Taiga go back to 2012. The Saskatchewan government announced that they were going to go to an online map staking system. So in preparation for that, we took a couple of bright research geologists and locked them in the basement for a month and told them to study Saskatchewan, get to know it, and come up with some staking targets for opening day. This was the first project we staked right here in the northern part of the Fisher property. Nobody likes bear markets, but it does provide opportunities for companies like ours, and we were actually quite amazed that we could stake within 1.5 kilometers of a producing mine at the decline of the Santoy deposit. So over the years, we accumulated, consolidated a number of projects in this area to make this giant land package. It's about 15 kilometers east-west by about 40 kilometers north-south, so it truly is a massive land package. As we finished the last part of the consolidation, the last piece of the puzzle, about a week after that happened, we were surprised to see that Silver Standard purchased the mine, the CB mine, from Claude Resources. So they paid about $340 million for this mine and all the infrastructure with it. That was in March 2016. Within about 3 weeks of the ink drying on that deal, Silver Standard contacted us and asked us if the Fisher property was available for option. So we worked out a deal with them over the next few months, and since then, SSR has been our partner in exploration of the property. This is a look at the CB mine. A year after they purchased the mine, they announced a $90 million upgrade to the CB operation, which has been very successful over the years. They've gone from about 50,000 ounces a year to over 110,000 ounces they just announced the other day. So that's been great for SSR. Silver Standard changed their name to SSR, by the way, along the way. So it's been great for SSR, but it's actually been very interesting in the dynamics with our option with SSR, because that mill is becoming hungrier and hungrier, and it needs feed. And they believe, and we believe, that the source of their feed is going to come from here and from within their own property right now. This is a map from SSR's, one of their presentations. This is a property boundary here. This is the Santoy operation here. The CB operation is mined out here, but the mill is about 14 kilometers from Santoy. So they truck ore from Santoy to CB. They've taken over 7,000 samples on the property, and they have basically identified the Toy Shear coming all the way down through our property. And it's the same structure that they mine at Santoy right now. So you can see here the red dots here are samples that were in the 99th percentile for gold. The orange are the 95th percentile and higher. So they've been quite successful in identifying the Toy Shear. They've traced it actually 25 kilometers now through our property. So there's a lot of potential, a lot of blue sky along that structure. This is a look at prospecting that they completed just this summer. They took over 1,000 samples along the Toy Shear, and were quite successful in finding high grade all the way along the shear, high grade gold mineralization over about 13 kilometers. The highest gold sample they recovered so far on the property was 166 grams per ton, and that was located just north of a discovery hole that they drilled earlier this summer, hole 35 in the Max Zone. This is a look, a 3D map of the Max Zone, the drill hole here, hole 35. It's the most northerly hole of the whole series of holes they've drilled in that area. And it recovered ore grade mineralization. Their cutoff grades are 3 grams per ton at Santoy. They mine roughly 9-10 grams per ton. So they were quite excited to see visible gold over 6 meters. And within that interval was high grade gold of 7 grams over 1.5 meters and 13.7 grams over 0.73 meters. So this is their discovery hole. This is what's got everybody excited right now. This is a look at the Fisher camp that SSR has built. They built it a couple of years ago. They just upgraded the camp this summer. They've doubled the size of it. This is the camp 2 days ago. So it's now a 40-man camp. It's now fully occupied. They just moved 2 drills in this week, so they'll be doing a very, very big drill program over the winter months, over the next few months. As far as I know, it's the biggest drill program ongoing in Western Canada right now, and that's on our Fisher property. This is a look at what the Toy Shear looks like on surface. It's really not that impressive. It runs 5 or 6 grams here in this outcrop, but if you follow it about 200 meters down, it grows to about 20 meters wide, and in this interval here, they mined, I think, 25 grams per ton over about 25 meters. So it's a juicy structure that really doesn't look like much on surface, but it's certainly worth following. Milestones to date, SSR has funded $7.8 million in exploration on the property. They've completed 48 drill holes for 21,000 meters or 70,000 feet. They've collected 7,600 soil samples and over 1,000 rock samples on the property. And significantly, they have found high-grade mineralization in drill core at the Max Zone and a lot of high-grade intercepts over the length of the Toy Shear over about 13 kilometers. To date, they've paid us $725,000 in cash, which has gone to Eagle Plains and to Taiga. Part of that cash was to reimburse some of our early expenditures. So we're basically risk-free and cost-free at this point. Catalyst for making money in the future. Again, the drilling is underway. 2 drills, 12,000 meters, roughly 40,000 feet of drilling will be done this year. Most of it done over the next 2 or 3 months during the winter months. They tell us they plan on another very aggressive summer surface program to explore the Toy Shear farther to the south. They're going to collect roughly 4,000 samples there. They've upgraded the camp by, they doubled the size of it, so they clearly have big plans for the future there. And again, most importantly, as a project generator, as a company that way, this whole program has been fully funded by SSR to date. We understand with the drilling they're going to do this winter, it'll probably be about another $4 million spent this year on the property. At the same time as SSR is doing their work, we plan additional exploration on our satellite properties, the Leland and the Orchid in the area. That's it. Thanks very much. We're in the back corner if anybody wants to talk to us. We're actually announcing a financing here shortly, so if anybody's interested, you can come and see us there. We trade about 9 cents a share right now with a market cap of $7 million. Thanks very much.